probably participate at some point in time today. We do have other hearings going on. I don't think that she is wishing to give an opening statement, but we'll inject her into the Q&A when she arrives. And with that, Mr. Secretary, welcome once again to the subcommittee. We're going to accept your written testimony for the record, and we'll yield the floor to you. Thank you.
Chairman Womack, Ranking Member Clyburn, Chairman Cole, thank you all for inviting me to this subcommittee, as well as all the subcommittee members. I think it's been about 6 years since I've been back to the House. It's a pleasure to see you all. I'm not sure if there was some plan to bring the greatest voices of the House together in Womack and Clyburn, but you guys, great voices. It was made for media, I think. My aim over the course of this hearing is to provide you with a sense of how building big, beautiful infrastructure is a top priority of President Trump's priorities, and how we can all work together in a bipartisan effort to make that a reality. The infrastructure that connects our people, our states, moves our products, is a priority of the president. Our department over the course of the last 100 days have saved taxpayers roughly $9.5 billion. Those savings include monies pulled from projects tied to social justice, to climate requirements, also boondoggle projects, as well as bringing efficiencies to the department. Now, many of you have asked me about grants and grant agreements and grant announcements. So just to be clear on this point, we have inherited an unprecedented backlog of 3,200 awards for grants that were announced by the last administration. However, those 3,200 were left to me to do the grant agreements on. So the announcement is fun, but the work is really the grant agreement. So there's 3,200 that have been passed off to me. Those are the ones that all of you love to call me on. And by the way, we're working through that backlog. Many of these projects of the 3,200 date back to 2022. The last administration, they were unorganized, they were unfocused, as projects around the country were stalled by inaction and inefficiencies. No one is more frustrated with the inefficiencies of this process than I am. Currently, there are 10 to 14 different systems to track the status of grants across the Department of Transportation. There's not one system, there's 10 to 14 systems that are used to track grants. I'm committed to consolidating all of this information into one dashboard so grantees can see how money is being spent. All of you can see the progress of grants. I want to bring you that transparency, but that's also consolidating the system in which the DOT uses to provide that information to all of you and to the American people. I promise to ensure that transparency as we move through this process. The Department of Transportation is one of the few non-defense federal agencies to receive an increase in funding under President Trump's fiscal year 26 budget. The reason is simple. The president, he's a builder. He loves to build, and he wants to build at DOT. Our budget carefully focuses taxpayer resources on items critical to our most fundamental mission of safety and investing in transportation infrastructure. We have pushed forward with the approval of 405 grants totaling $4.9 billion in the president's 100-plus days in office. The president's budget of $26.7 billion in new discretionary funding for 2026 is a $1.5 billion increase over 2025, or it's 5.8% as an increase, which I'm proud to see that we have. We do not want to take additional funds from hardworking taxpayers for granted in this era of government where it's become too big, too inefficient, and too wasteful. We have carefully planned for these dollars to fund urgent projects that, once built, will serve future generations for decades and I think build and make this country stronger. And so I'm sure you're going to ask me questions, as Mr. Clyburn indicated, what's going on with staffing cuts. We are going to try to make the Department of Transportation more efficient, do more with less. I'm happy to talk about that. Also, want to discuss Newark. We are working through the telecom infrastructure upgrade to take care of the delays. As we speak right now, the FAA has brought in together all of the airlines who serve Newark to have a conversation about how there can be a delayed reduction. So if you book your flight, that flight's going to fly. You don't have people at the airport for 2, 4, 6 hours, then a flight canceled. So we're working through that now. Hopefully in the next week or two, we'll have additional really good news about the telecom progress that we've made. And happy to talk about the air traffic control system that we announced last week. And finally, I know my time is over, but I do want to say thank you to Tim and Sherry for coming. I've appreciated their support. I've gotten to know them since January 29th and the loss of their son Sam, and they have been a force for good. And I'm grateful for their partnership. I'm grateful they're coming here today, and I think this is a moment where we're trying to pay what happened in late January. We're trying to pay it forward to make sure we don't have another set of families of 67 people that have to fight to make sure they have a system that's going to work. So thank you for being here, and to the committee, thank you for having me, and I'm happy to take the committee's questions.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.